My beloved child, I see the trembling in your heart tonight. Those fears that keep you awake, whispering lies about tomorrow. I am here to silence them forever. You've carried these shadows long enough, thinking you must face them alone. But I tell you now, with all the authority of heaven and earth, fear has no power where my love resides. Listen to my voice as it penetrates the deepest corners of your soul. I know exactly what frightens you. I see the worry lines etched across your face when you think no one is watching. I feel the weight that presses upon your chest when darkness falls and your mind begins to race with what-if scenarios that steal your peace. Fear of the future haunts your dreams. Fear of failure whispers doubts about your worth. Fear of loss grips your heart when you think of those you love. Fear of the unknown makes you hesitate when opportunities knock at your door. But my child, these fears are not your truth. They are shadows cast by doubt, and I am the light that drives away all darkness. Today, I speak these words directly into your spirit. You are not alone in this battle. Every fear that has taken residence in your mind, every anxiety that has stolen your joy, every worry that has robbed your sleep, I am more powerful than them all. I am the God who calms the storms, who parts the seas, who turns water into wine. Do you think your fears are too great for me to handle? I understand why you've held onto these fears for so long. Life has shown you pain, disappointment has knocked you down, and betrayal has made you cautious. The world has taught you to expect the worst, to prepare for disaster, to guard your heart against hope. But I am not the world, my beloved. I am your creator, your protector, your constant companion who never slumbers nor sleeps. When you were a child, your trust came naturally. You believed in possibilities. You dreamed without limits. You faced each day with wonder in your eyes. But somewhere along the way, life's harsh lessons taught you to fear. People failed you, plans crumbled, promises were broken. You learned to expect disappointment and prepare for pain. Yet through it all, I remained faithful. Even when you couldn't see me, I was there. Fear tries to convince you that you're powerless, that disaster lurks around every corner, that you can't trust anyone, not even me. But I want you to remember who you really are. You are my child, created in my image, destined for greatness, equipped with everything you need to overcome. The same power that raised Christ from the dead lives within you. The same love that spoke the universe into existence surrounds you every moment. Your fear of tomorrow robs you of today's blessings. Your anxiety about what might happen prevents you from enjoying what is happening. You've been living in a prison of your own making, with bars forged from worry and walls built from doubt. But today, I bring you the key to freedom. That key is trust, complete, unwavering trust in my goodness and my plan for your life. I know you've prayed about these fears before. You've asked me to take them away, to give you peace, to show you what to do. Sometimes you've wondered if I'm listening, if I care, if I have the power to help. Let me answer those doubts once and for all. I hear every whispered prayer, I see every tear you shed, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, beyond my ability to heal, restore, and transform. The fear of failure that haunts you, I say you cannot fail when you're walking with me. The fear of rejection that holds you back, I say you are accepted and loved beyond measure. The fear of financial ruin that keeps you awake, I say I am your provider, and my resources are unlimited. The fear of sickness and death, I say I am your healer, and in me is life eternal. But releasing fear isn't just about my power, it's about your willingness to trust. Fear feels safe because it prepares you for the worst. Hope feels dangerous because it opens you up to disappointment. Yet I ask you to choose hope anyway. I ask you to choose faith over fear, love over anxiety, trust over control. When fear whispers, "What if something terrible happens?" I want you to respond with, "My God is with me, and He will see me through." When anxiety screams, "You can't handle what's coming," I want you to declare, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." When worry suggests God has forgotten about you, I want you to remember, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." This is not positive thinking or wishful dreaming. This is the power of my word working in your life. Every promise I've made to you is backed by my character, sealed by my blood, and guaranteed by my love. I cannot lie, I cannot fail, and I cannot forget about you. Your fears are temporary visitors, but my love is your permanent address. Right now, as you listen to these words, I am beginning a supernatural work in your heart. I am breaking the chains of fear that have bound you. I am silencing the voices of doubt that have tormented you. I am flooding your spirit with my peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that guards your heart and mind. You will face challenges in the days ahead. This is the nature of life in a broken world. But you will not face them alone, and you will not face them powerless. I am equipping you with supernatural courage, divine wisdom, and unwavering faith. Where you once saw obstacles, you will see opportunities. Where you once felt overwhelmed, you will feel empowered. The fear of death that haunts humanity has no power over you because I have conquered death. The fear of want has no hold on you because I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. The fear of abandonment cannot touch you because I have promised to be with you always, even to the end of the age. I want you to imagine your life without fear. Picture yourself making decisions from a place of faith instead of anxiety. See yourself taking risks that lead to breakthrough instead of hiding in safety that leads to stagnation. Envision yourself sleeping peacefully because you trust in my sovereignty instead of lying awake rehearsing disasters that will never come. This is not just imagination. This is your destiny. This is the life I have planned for you from the foundation of the world. You were not created to live in fear. You were created to live in freedom. You were not designed for anxiety. You were designed for abundant life. You were not meant to merely survive, you were meant to thrive. But this transformation requires your cooperation. You must choose to release the fears you've held so tightly. Like a child letting go of a broken toy, you must open your hands and let these fears fall away. They have served their time as unwelcome guests in your heart. Now it's time for them to leave. When fear knocks at your door tomorrow, and it will knock, you don't have to open it. When anxiety tries to flood your mind with worst-case scenarios, you can choose to focus on my best-case promises. When worry attempts to steal your joy, you can remember that worry is interest paid on troubles that may never come. I am teaching you a new way to live. Instead of asking, what if things go wrong? Start asking, what if things go right? Instead of preparing for disaster, start preparing for blessing. Instead of expecting the worst, start expecting miracles. This isn't naive optimism. This is faith-based living rooted in my unchanging character. Your family needs to see this transformation in you. They need to witness what it looks like when someone truly trusts in me. Your courage will give them courage. Your peace will calm their storms. Your faith will strengthen their faith. You are not just being healed for yourself, you are being healed to be a blessing to others. The workplace that intimidates you, the relationship that worries you, the future that frightens you, bring them all to me. Lay them at my feet like burdens too heavy for you to carry, because they are too heavy for you to carry. You were never meant to bear these loads alone. I am your burden bearer, your problem solver, your waymaker. When Moses stood before the Red Sea with an army behind him and impossible waters before him, fear could have paralyzed him. But he chose to trust in my power, and I parted the waters. When David faced Goliath with only a sling and stones, fear could have defeated him. But he remembered who his God was, and the giant fell. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, fear could have consumed him. But he trusted in my protection, and the lions became as gentle as lambs. These were not superhuman people. They were ordinary individuals who chose extraordinary faith. They had the same capacity for fear that you do, but they chose to trust in my power instead of their circumstances. You have that same choice available to you right now. I know some of your fears feel justified. The doctor's report was concerning, the bank account is low, the relationship is struggling, the job is uncertain. These are real challenges, and I don't minimize them. But I want you to see them through my eyes instead of fear's eyes. Where fear sees impossibility, I see opportunity for miracles. Where fear sees endings, I see new beginnings. Where fear sees problems, I see platforms for my power to be displayed. The fear of making the wrong decision has paralyzed you for too long. But I want you to know that I can make even your mistakes work for your good. The fear of stepping out in faith has kept you in a prison of safety that isn't really safe at all. The fear of vulnerability has robbed you of the deep connections your heart craves. Today marks the beginning of your fearless life. Not fearless because you'll never feel afraid, but fearless because you'll choose faith over fear every time. You'll feel the fear and do it anyway, knowing that I am with you. You'll acknowledge the uncertainty and step forward anyway, trusting in my guidance. You'll recognize the risk and take it anyway, confident in my protection. This is the abundant life I promised you, not a life free from challenges, but a life free from the bondage of fear about those challenges. You will face storms, but you'll dance in the rain. You will encounter giants, but you'll know who your God is. You will walk through valleys, but you'll fear no evil because I am with you. Fear has been a false god in your life, demanding worship through worry and sacrifice through sleepless nights. But today you're tearing down that idol and enthroning me as the true Lord of your life. When I am truly Lord of your life, fear has no authority because faith rules supreme. Your children will call you blessed because of the courage you model. Your friends will seek your counsel because of the peace you possess. Your coworkers will wonder about the source of your strength. And you'll have the privilege of pointing them to me, the God who transforms fears into faith, anxiety into assurance, and worry into worship. The midnight hours when fear usually visits will become times of communion with me. The early morning moments when anxiety typically strikes will become seasons of praise and thanksgiving. The uncertain future that once terrified you will become an adventure you're excited to experience with me as your guide. I am not asking you to pretend fears don't exist or to ignore real dangers. I am asking you to run to me with those fears instead of running from them. I am asking you to let my perfect love cast out your fear. I am asking you to trust my heart even when you can't trace my hand. Some reading these words right now are facing their greatest fears today. The diagnosis came back positive, the relationship ended, the job was lost, the dream died. But I want you to know that this is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where I prove my faithfulness in ways you never imagined possible. The fear of the unknown is about to become excitement about the adventure I have planned. The fear of inadequacy is about to become confidence in my sufficiency. The fear of being forgotten is about to become assurance of being cherished beyond measure. Right where you are, as you hear these words, I am beginning this miraculous transformation. I am breathing new life into your weary soul. I am replacing fear with faith, anxiety with anticipation, worry with worship. You are not the same person who started listening to this message. You are being renewed, restored, and revolutionized by my power. Stand up now if you can. Lift your hands if you're able. Open your heart completely. Receive this gift of fearless living that I'm offering you. Let my peace flood every fearful thought. Let my love dissolve every anxious feeling. Let my presence dispel every worried moment. You are my beloved child, and I am beside you always. Fear may knock, but it cannot enter. Anxiety may whisper, but it cannot convince. Worry may suggest, but it cannot succeed. You are under my protection, covered by my love, and surrounded by my power. Walk forward boldly into the future I have prepared. Sleep peacefully knowing I never sleep. Love freely knowing you are perfectly loved. Live abundantly knowing that with me, all things are possible. The fears that held you captive are now behind you. The anxieties that stole your joy have lost their power. The worries that robbed your peace have been defeated. You are free, my child. You are fearless because you are mine. Go now in the confidence of my love, the assurance of my presence, and the power of my spirit. Let every step you take be a step of faith. Let every breath you breathe be a breath of freedom. Let every moment you live be a moment of victory over fear. I am beside you always, and together, we will face tomorrow without fear. Amen.